Hello again, folks. Thought I'd show you something interesting this morning. Now, I've just woken up to this email from YouTube telling me that I have not been approved for the YouTube Partner Program, so I will not be remonetized by them, basically, for reasons known only to themselves, and I'll get to that later. Now, my main channel, this is all about my main channel, folks, Ex-Army Past 49 Talks. When I started that channel, it took me about a month or two to gain all the criteria needed to be monetized. Now, when I first started that channel 2 years ago, it took me a very short time to gather all the criteria I needed and get monetized. They approved it pretty quickly, even though I was talking about stuff back then that I do today. So anyway, I received this email and I'm not really surprised because what I talk about on YouTube goes against the grain, doesn't it? I'm not a lefty. I don't approve of Black Lives Matter. I see Antifa for what it really is. And I am a Trump-supporting Brexiteer. And as we all know, all those things aren't allowed on left-wing controlled social media. Now, the YouTube algorithm is really sketchy. I've talked to a Google administrator myself when I was monetized. I don't think you get that now. Only monetized people get that. You can just pull up a tab and you can talk to a real person. I think it's a real person. Or a real person in the sense that it's an indoctrinated Marxist hipster who works at Google. So I talked and they even admitted they have no idea how their own algorithm works. So it's pretty sketchy. Now this email reads, "Thank you for applying to the YouTube Partner Program. To evaluate your application, our team has carefully reviewed your channel, Ex-Army Past 49 Talks, and so on." Now what they don't tell you is what specifically it is that this so-called team say is stopping me, or anyone else for that matter, being monetized. And they never ever do. They never tell you specifically, because when you upload a video and you either get the green monetization tick straight away or you don't, but it never tells you why. It's very secretive. It's very Orwellian 1984 type stuff. So anyway, the email said I've got the option to go to my monetization page to read more about the specific policy that's our specialist flag for your channel. So I did that and it came up with this. And again, I'm not really shocked or surprised as for their sketchy reason why they didn't monetize my channel. So it says here, 1, review our feedback. Our reviewers found that your channel contains the following: harmful or hateful content. Now remember, folks, any opinion, any thought, any expression that's to the right of Chairman Mao or Karl Marx is considered harmful and hateful by these lefties. Remember that. Now underneath that it says, or to put it in their context, content that is incendiary, demeaning, or promoting violence or hatred, especially on the basis of protected characteristics. Now, we know what protected characteristics are. In a nutshell, a protected characteristic, according to left-wing social media, is anything or anyone, any person that isn't a straight white Western male. Now, when I said earlier it didn't really bother me, and it doesn't bother me that YouTube don't monetize my channel. What bothers me is their context of my videos. It really pisses me off, this. They're saying content that is incendiary. Okay, it could be incendiary. It could be demeaning. I do slag off celebrities. But then it says, or promoting violence or hatred. Now, if there's anyone in Google or YouTube watching this, I defy any of you to go through all my channels, all my videos, and show me exactly where do I promote violence or hatred against anyone or anything. Of course, I know they won't, because they couldn't. They couldn't find a thing, right? I know myself, I've never ever in my life on YouTube promoted, I know I'm an ex-soldier and all that, but promoted violence against anyone or anything. I didn't even have to be careful about it because I don't believe in that shit anyway. And that is why I believe their algorithm is sketchy and why they could never ever pinpoint where they believe that I or you or whoever is doing these videos are promoting violence. Because I don't. We don't. My channel is basically talking about the news of the day, poking fun at the left and celebrities, and that's it. So when you are going onto YouTube and you've got the bollocks to be a right-wing channel, as I am, you have got to be prepared to accept the fact that you will be judged on their morals and the only context that matters is theirs. YouTube, Google, the left-wing hipsters who work there, and they can do whatever the hell they want to your channel, and there's nothing you can do about it. And in a nutshell, YouTube is not a free speech platform. To them, on this platform, free speech only goes one way, and they only seem to want to promote mainstream media channels, makeup tutorials, and idiots like Mr. Beast, whose channel, in my opinion, is highly irresponsible because it's just some goofy YouTube millionaire who goes around spending his cash on absolutely everything, irresponsibly. And that doesn't teach kids who follow him, who watch him, who subscribe to him, the value of money. So there we go. Any of those is fine, but if you want to talk the wrong type of politics, then you're screwed, especially on here. Who'd have thought that in 2021, in a free and democratic Western nation, that you would have an internet platform like this for people to talk, but then you are censored heavily? It's just mind-boggling, isn't it? Isn't it unbelievable? Absolutely outrageous, in my opinion. Now, things like Twitter and YouTube should be allowing everyone to have their say, free speech, or none at all. And if they can't do that, if they're unwilling to do that, then they should be shut down. If you want an echo chamber, then I suggest you piss off to some socialist Marxist hellhole where everyone thinks the same and everything the unelected socialist dictatorship doesn't like gets censored heavily. You'd be happier there. Anyway, that's all I've got to say on this matter. So if you want to support my channel, if you like what I say, if you agree with what I'm saying and doing on here, if I make you giggle, then please, by all means, you can buy me a beer. Link is down below. And the best bit about that is that YouTube and Google don't get a penny. Because as we all know, Google did have a helping hand in allowing the, let's call it the Biden era to happen. And we all know what I'm talking about. Right, that's it. Please comment, share, subscribe, buy me a beer, get me pissed, why not? And until my next video, Roger Trout.